I gave my husband Leo Morgan a VIP card for a luxury cruise, one of only 3 in the world, but it ended up in the hands of a small-time thug. Because of that VIP card, the small-time thug bossed people around arrogantly on the cruise, and no one dared to oppose him. He said, "This table is too low. Squat down and hold the plate. I want to eat. Your skirt is so short, who are you trying to seduce? You might as well just be with me." I couldn't help but fight back, but they ganged up on me and beat me up. The leader actually claimed to be the brother of Leo's girlfriend. I laughed in anger and called my dad. I said, "Dad, tell the cruise to turn back to the port. I want Leo to leave the marriage without getting a single cent." On the day of the banquet, I was assigned to work in the first-class dining department. While serving guests, I kept waiting for Leo to show up. Suddenly, a commotion broke the silence in the first class. Someone said, "Wow, I never thought I'd get a chance to come to such a fancy place in this lifetime." Another person said, "Of course. We all have to thank Jordan. I need to take more photos to impress those women back home." I looked in the direction of the voice. A few men wearing t-shirts and ripped jeans, with cigarettes tucked behind their ears, walked in. They looked around excitedly. Under his companion's flattery, the leading Jordan Allen showed a very pleased expression. He was wearing a tailored suit. Although the suit fit well, it somehow felt oddly out of place on him. In the hall, quite a few people were already casting disapproving looks at them. But they didn't notice at all, still flattering Jordan and laughing loudly. I frowned, wondering to myself, why would such a banquet invite people like them? However, I still put on the standard smile of a cruise attendant and stepped forward. I said, "Gentlemen, hello, and welcome aboard the Symphony cruise ship. However, in public areas, please mind your volume to avoid disturbing other passengers. Thank you." As soon as I finished speaking, Jordan looked up and glared at me. Then, he impatiently pulled a card out of his pocket and threw it at my face. He said, "You're so annoying. How dare you tell me what to do? Take a good look. Do you know what this card is? If you see it clearly, then get lost." The 2 companions behind Jordan exchanged a glance and let out a wow sound. They said, "Jordan is so impressive, really commanding." The commotion here had already drawn quite a few onlookers. Ella Mitchell, the manager of the dining department who had been observing the situation, immediately stepped forward, picked up the card, and respectfully handed it back to him with both hands. Ella said, "I'm terribly sorry, sir. She's new and doesn't understand the situation yet. Please don't hold it against her." Jordan rolled his eyes at me, snatched the card from Ella's hand, cursed, and swaggered away. As he passed by me, he blatantly glanced at my chest with a lewd look. I clenched my teeth. Ella got one thing wrong. Although I'm new, I recognize that card. That's the Myers Shipping Group's premium membership card, and there are only 3 in existence. One is with my parents, one with a family friend, and the other is with me. And I lent it to Leo so he could appear more distinguished when doing business outside. But why is this card in the hands of this unfamiliar thug? Before I could figure it out, Ella suddenly yanked me aside and rolled her eyes impatiently. Ella said, "It's really my bad luck to be in the same shift as you. Don't you research the guests' backgrounds in advance? Do you know who that is? That's Jordan. His sister is Mr. Morgan's secretary, Ariana Allen. How dare someone like you mess with him? You can cause trouble, but don't drag us into it." After saying that, she rolled her eyes and walked away. I was stunned, thinking, where did Leo get the nerve to secretly find a lover behind my back? I stood there, starting to recall Leo's usual behavior. We've been married for 3 years. Leo has always been respectful and considerate towards me, and he behaves well in front of my parents too. Even my parents, who were somewhat dissatisfied with Leo before, have started to change their opinion of him. I thought, would someone like Leo really betray me? Would he dare to do that? I remembered the prenuptial agreement we signed before marriage and felt a bit relieved. I stepped aside, staying on standby while observing Jordan. After my reminder, his behavior didn't change at all. Seeing him like this, his companions became even more reckless. The entire restaurant was filled with the sound of their loud chatter. Many people couldn't stand it and went to other floors. Suddenly, Jordan looked up, glancing around as if searching for someone. And just like that, our eyes met in the air. After seeing me, he gave a wicked smile and pointed at me. Jordan shouted, "Hey, get over here!" I already didn't like him, so I had no intention of paying him any attention. However, he walked over, sat in the seat in front of me, crossed his legs, and leaned back against the chair. Jordan said, "Kneel down and hold the plate for me. I want to eat. This table is too low, I feel uncomfortable." The smile on my face froze. I heard two other people jeering maliciously. One person said, "Jordan, you always pick the pretty ones." Another person said, "Jordan, my table is pretty low too, can you find someone to help me?" One of them showed a lewd smile, while Jordan looked confident. Jordan said, "Of course. There are a few women over there, just call them over." The two actually started sizing up the female attendants in the restaurant and casually commenting on them. I stared at them expressionlessly. I said, "We don't have such rules here." Jordan dropped his smile, stood up, and kicked the table hard. He said, "What do you mean, waiter? You're determined to go against me today, aren't you?" Then, Jordan took out that card again and tapped it on my head twice arrogantly. He said, "Open your eyes wide and look carefully." What is this? I am God here. Rules? Mess with me, and you're done for today. Unless you apologize to me now and beg for my forgiveness. In that case, I'll let you go. Jordan adjusted his collar and looked at me mockingly. Seeing him still using that card to humiliate the staff, I couldn't hold back my anger anymore and sneered at him mockingly. I said, "Sir, is this your card? How dare you openly flaunt it to act impressive?" Jordan obviously knew where the card came from, but he never expected someone to question its origin to his face. As a result, Jordan became furious and swung his fist at me. His two companions also rushed over, each grabbing one side of me, trying to pin me to the ground. They even took advantage of the chaos to grope me. I held back my anger and kept struggling, but I couldn't overpower the strength of two grown men. I shouted, "Let go of me. Where's security?" I frantically looked around, only to see that the security guards, who should have stepped in, weren't even looking this way. They didn't dare intervene, so they pretended not to see. My heart sank. Seeing this, Jordan became even more arrogant. He said, "Go ahead, call someone. Let's see who dares to help you." The two people behind him chimed in as well. One person said, "You guys are really smart. This is the boyfriend of the Morgan Group president's younger brother." They both kicked me in the knees. The other person said, "Hurry up and apologize to Jordan." I fell hard to the ground, my whole body aching. But I refused to bow my head. I said, "Jordan, you will regret this."